Hello and welcome. We are going to tap into the energy of the full moon with this yin practice. And my name is Carrie. Thank you so much for joining me here. If you have a bolster and a blanket, you might want to have that nearby because we will be using it. If you don't, it's okay. You can do this practice without it. And if you would like to look in the description below, I have included a Spotify playlist that might just add to your practice. So get yourself into something comfortable and we'll begin. So our full moon yin class, get yourself sitting comfortable. Let's take a moment just to settle here, to arrive. So feeling your sits bones on the mat, getting your spine nice and long. Maybe letting your elbows rest close to your torso. Close your eyes for a moment. Settling here, connecting with your beautiful breath. And doing a scan of your body, checking in to see how you're feeling in this moment. Noticing any tension, any tightness in your body. Any tender areas. And as we go into each yin pose, just really listening to your body, making sure that it feels okay for you. You don't want to be experiencing any sharp pains, just gentle sensations. And our full moon class is all about going deep inside. So the full moon, it shines a light on things that are maybe lying underneath the surface. And so yin is a great opportunity to kind of dive deep inside and see what bubbles up for you, see what is shining a light on that needs to be looked at. And our first pose that we're going to come into is our child's pose. So swinging your legs around, getting your knees maybe nice and wide, feet together. If you want to use a bolster here, you can in between your legs, getting it comfortable, or you can just bring yourself all the way down towards your mat. If your head doesn't quite reach, you can stack your fists. If your head does reach, just letting it rest all the way down onto the floor, sinking into your hips, letting your arms relax, letting your hips settle. And then coming back to your breath, breathing all the way down into your belly. As you exhale, find yourself sinking a little bit deeper. We're going to hold this pose for a few minutes. Allowing you to dive deeper. Maybe imagine you're looking into a water, looking into a pond or a lake. And just noticing what bubbles up for you. And with this full moon, we're in a lunar eclipse. And lunar eclipse happens every 6 months. So maybe while you're in this pose, reflecting back 6 months ago, And maybe pondering what you were letting go of 6 months ago. Allowing the muscles in your face to soften, shoulders to relax. Reflecting back on what was happening for you 6 months ago. And we'll take 10 more breaths here. And then we'll slowly bring ourselves back up. We're going to slide all the way down onto our bellies. And taking a moment with your arms underneath your forehead, resting your head down, legs outstretched, and just letting the energy flow back down to your toes. Breathing all the way into your belly. Relaxing your legs and your bum. And then we'll bring our elbows up underneath the shoulders, coming into our Sphinx shape here, keeping your lower half relaxed, keeping your legs soft, letting your shoulders relax away from your ears, and making sure there's no sharp pains in your back, just a gentle pressure. Breathing all the way down into your belly. And with each exhalation, maybe feeling your rib cage getting a little closer to the mat. Getting a bit deeper into this back bend. And maybe while you're here pondering what has changed in your life over the last 6 months. What changes have transpired? Could be small ones or large ones. Just reflecting on that. And we'll take 5 more breaths here. And then we'll slowly bring the elbows back out, letting your left cheek rest on your hands, sliding that right knee up towards your elbow. We'll take 5 breaths here. And then stretching that right leg out, we'll switch our right cheek onto our hands, sliding the left knee up, taking 5 breaths here. Then we'll bring that left leg down. Let's bring our hands underneath the chest, just bringing yourself back up. And we'll come back onto our sits bones. We're going to bring the bottoms of our feet together. If you want to sit on your blanket for a little more height, you can. If you want to place some pillows underneath your knees, you can do that as well. And just letting your knees flutter up and down. So full moons are a great opportunity for transformation. So just like a butterfly that starts out like a caterpillar and then transforms, we're going to come into our forward fold in the butterfly shape. And if you have a bolster, you might want to place that just on top of your feet. You can even take your feet out a little bit further. And then when you're ready, we'll fold down over your hips, letting yourself get into a nice deep forward fold here. Maybe stacking your hands, getting your forehead resting on your hands, or maybe it comes all the way down to the bolster. Sending your breath all the way up your back body. And allowing yourself to sink deeper with each exhalation. And while you're here, maybe pondering what it is you'd like to transform in your life. What changes are you looking to make? Imagine yourself like that little caterpillar in the cocoon. And taking 5 more breaths here. And then very slowly easing your way back up. You can move your prop out of the way and ease those knees back up as well. We'll just take our feet a little further apart, bring your hands behind you, and just let your knees go from side to side. And then we'll bring them back to center, crossing your legs again, coming back into our easy seated position. We're going to do some alternate nostril breathing just to balance out the sun and the moon, the heat and the cool, the thinking and the feeling parts of ourselves. So take your right hand, the pointer finger and the middle finger down. We're going to use the ring finger and the thumb and use those to block off one nostril at a time. So let's all take a breath in both nostrils, closing off the right side and exhaling through the left. Inhale through the left, closing and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, close, exhale through the left. Inhale left and exhale right. Inhale and exhale left. Inhale left, close, exhale right. And just moving back and forth, exhaling and inhaling on each side. And the next time you end up exhaling on the left, you can bring your hand back down, close your eyes, taking a moment to sense how you're feeling in this moment. So the left side is governed by the moon, and the right side is governed by the sun. And so if you're ever feeling like you can't get to sleep at night, especially during full moons, there's a lot of energy and it's hard sometimes to get to sleep. So a good way to get yourself to sleep is to breathe in and out only through the left side. So we'll try that just now. You can use your thumb to block off the right side and just breathing in and out 3 times through the left side. Nice, full, deep breaths. Feeling that cool air. And then once you've done the 3 times, you can bring your hand back down, taking a moment to notice how you're feeling. Maybe you feel a little more relaxed, hopefully. So we're going to come back onto our hands and knees. And we're going to come into a pigeon pose or a swan pose. We're going to take the right leg and slide that knee up to the right wrist. You might want to take your bolster, your prop underneath that right hip and slide the left leg back. So depending on how your hip is feeling, you might find maybe you don't need a prop. But just make sure that the right knee is feeling okay tonight, that there's no sharp pains. And once you're feeling comfortable here, when your hips are squared off, you might want to come down onto your elbows. And if that feels okay, you can make your way all the way down to the floor with your forehead. Letting your shoulders relax. Letting all the muscles in your face soften.
Maybe directing your breath into that right hip. And our hips are where we hold all of our self-image. So maybe noticing what bubbles up for you here, what it is maybe that you need to let go of with regards to how you view yourself in order to achieve the goals you're looking to achieve. So being gentle and kind to yourself, loving, nurturing. We'll take 10 more breaths here. And then slowly bring yourself back up, getting your hands back underneath your shoulders. We'll release that right leg, maybe stretching it out, bending it, getting some circulation back into your toes and your leg. And then bringing your knee back down, we're going to switch sides. So bringing the left knee up to that left wrist, sliding the right leg back, noticing how this side feels, making sure your hips are parallel, putting any props in that you might need, and then easing your way down if that's accessible for you, making sure that knee feels okay, wiggling in, settling down with your exhale. Breathing all the way into that left hip. And just noticing if anything bubbles up for you. Any self-talk. Anything that you need to let go of or any changes you need to make in your life now. We'll take 10 more breaths. And then slowly bringing yourself back up, stretching that left leg out behind you, maybe bending and stretching it. And then you can bring your knee back down. We're going to set ourselves up with a prop. If you have a bolster, maybe laying it crosswise on your mat. If it's a pillow, that would do, or even a rolled up blanket. You don't want it to be too high because we're going to be laying down on it. So having it around the mid-back area. You want to make sure that your head touches the mat. So your head is supported here and your chest is up a little bit. So you can take your arms out to the sides if that feels comfortable for you. And your knees, they can be bent and just resting in on each other, or you can bring your feet together, opening up your legs, coming back into that beautiful butterfly pose. So hanging out here, just feeling the support of the floor in your head, on your bum, maybe your feet and your arms. Feeling that slight back bend. You can close your eyes, imagining that your heart is opening up. Imagine any shells that you might have on that heart cracking away and opening up. Letting go of any resistance, anything that's keeping you from shining your brightest. Letting go of doubts and fears. Letting go of anger and frustration. Breathing all the way down into your belly. Nice, full, deep breaths. Allowing a smile to grace your face. Imagining that full moon energy bathing you, nurturing you, and loving you. Take 5 more breaths here. And if your knees are open, you can take your hands and gently bring them back together. We're going to roll to our side, easing our way up just enough so you can move your bolster out of the way. And then we'll lay back down onto the mat. We're going to come into a spinal twist here. So spreading your arms out or in a cactus shape, we'll let the knees float down towards the right. Maybe looking over towards your left. Allowing your shoulders to relax on the floor. Closing your eyes. Keeping that breath flowing all the way down into your belly. And twisting out, twisting up to the surface. Any last bits of things that aren't working for you. And just letting them go. Creating the space for new opportunities. And then slowly bringing your knees and your head back to center. We'll just let the knees float down to the left, taking your head to the right. Shoulders remain on the floor. Continue to breathe deeply and easily. Letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. And then slowly bringing your knees and head back to center. We'll bring the knees in for a little hug, wrapping your arms around your knees and maybe rocking from side to side. Then we'll get into our final shape. If you have your bolster, you're welcome to place that underneath your knees. If you have a blanket, you can place this on top of you or maybe even put it underneath your head, getting yourself comfortable, letting your arms relax out by your sides, palms facing up. Taking a nice big breath in through your nose and letting out a sigh. Feeling all that wonderful, relaxing energy flowing through you. With your eyes closed, bringing your awareness down to the tips of your toes. Imagine relaxing energy flowing down each of your toes, flowing down the balls of your feet and the arches, all the way down to your heels, feet relaxed and letting go. And this relaxation gently flows up each of your legs, the shins and calves, over your knees, and through to your thighs, feeling your legs loose and limp. And it gently moves around your hips, perhaps feeling your hips sinking a little deeper into your mat. As it moves up your back, relaxing all the muscles along the way. Reaching your shoulders, releasing any last bits of stress or tension. Moving down each of your arms, all the way down to your fingertips. Arms relaxed. As it moves up your neck and across your jawline. Feeling your cheeks sinking in ever so gently. All the muscles in your face soft. Feeling all the lines in your forehead smoothing away. With your eyes closed, taking a moment to engage your imagination. Imagine yourself in a field under the beautiful light of the silver moon. Imagine yourself walking towards a pond. The pond is still and clear. The moon is shining down on it and it looks like glass. You look down and you notice your reflection as it shines back, seeing your magnificence in all your glory. And knowing that you can create anything you wish. Allowing the energy of the full moon to guide you. So creating whatever you'd like, imagine it reflecting back to you. And just gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Taking a nice full breath into your belly. Bringing your knees into your chest. And slowly rolling to your side. Taking a breath or two here before coming all the way up to sitting. And then coming up into a nice comfortable seated position. We'll seal our practice by bringing our hands together at our heart center. And full moon blessings to you all. Namaste.